Hello, I'm Lizzie Mordaunt, and I'm a supporter of the Royal Humane Society, and I'm delighted to read this stand-up gold medal story from 1958 in support of the Society's 250th anniversary. To put the year in context, the first protest march for the campaign for nuclear disarmament took place. The North American Space Agency was formed, Pizza Hut was founded, and John the 23rd became Pope. So here it is. On the night of the 13th September 1958, the motor yacht St. Francis, on a passage from Corfu to Italy, ran into bad weather. The sky was completely overcast, with no star visible. It was raining, and a fresh wind had caused a short, steep sea in which the yacht laboured heavily at a speed of 11 knots. At a few minutes past 10 o'clock, an 11-year-old boy, a passenger, came on deck to be seasick, but as he reached the rail, the ship gave a heavy lurch which flung him overboard. Luckily, a deckhand saw him go. The engines were immediately stopped and the ship turned down to leeward. Some minutes later, the cries of the boy were heard, and for a brief moment he was sighted at a considerable distance from the ship, in the beams of a searchlight. But an attempt to launch a dinghy failed as she broached, filled with water, stove in her side against the yacht's stern, and sank. Without hesitation, Lieutenant David Hall, Royal Navy, dived overboard, fully clad, and although not an exceptionally strong swimmer, succeeded in reaching the boy, who was utterly exhausted. Lieutenant Hall swam back to the ship with the boy, and both were helped aboard, since neither had the strength by this time to negotiate a Jacob's ladder. There is no doubt that Lieutenant Hall's prompt and gallant action saved the boy's life. David Hall was awarded the Royal Humane Society's 1958 Stanhope Gold Medal. I hope you've enjoyed this heroic nighttime man overboard rescue. The Society is a registered charity and heavily dependent on donations. You can either join either as a friend for £25 per annum or for £100 per annum become a governor, which means you receive the annual report and can come to the AGM and meet trustees and brave awardees. Or if you prefer, just make a donation via the website. If you like gardening and roses, you can now order Spark of Life from our website. This beautiful scented rose, whose name is derived from our motto, was developed specifically for us and most generously donated by Harkness Roses. It was launched at this year's Chelsea Flower Show and is very easy to grow. The Society will receive a royalty for each rose sold, all of which will help the Royal Humane Society in its 250th year to continue to recognise bravery and the saving of life. Thank you for allowing me to share Lieutenant David Hall's bravery with you, and thank you for your support.